And so, folks, the gay marriage bill's primary sponsor, my friend, your friend, our governor, Martin O'Malley.
All right. Very, very much. Pete, thank you so very, very much, and thank you all for being here tonight for this very, very important and defining cause. And I say defining because I believe that our state has a defining mission to play, and that we always have for our country. How many of you saw the Maryland game the other night? How many of you liked the uniform? Well, look, you can go online and do the poll about whether you like the uniforms or not. But there's, I once heard a man describe the colors of our flag in this way. And he was the gentleman that designed the Reginald Lewis Museum of African American History in Baltimore. And he said that the black and white described the shade, or symbolic of the shades of our diversity. And the red represents the red blood of humanity that each and every one of us shares. And that the gold represents the opportunity we have to create a better world for all of our children. And so this issue is very much a defining issue. It is an issue that is in keeping with the great legacy and the great responsibility that comes with the title of being a citizen of Maryland. There are very few issues, I think, that any of us can point to over the last several decades that I think have moved as quickly as this issue has in the consciousness and the compassion and the sense of fairness that is a moving, living thing among a free people as this issue has. I note that we're also joined by Senator Rob Garagiola, who's joined us here. I grew up in Montgomery County, and I knew this center when it was called the Leland Center, right? And before we named it rightly after Jane Lawton. And I know how very proud Ike Leggett is of the diversity of Montgomery County. But that diversity in Montgomery County, that sense of fairness that all of us grew up with in Montgomery County, is also the sense of fairness that has mostly defined our state's history throughout our years as that central state, that middle state, that state around which other states rally. Now look, none of us has a crystal ball that we can look into, or a speedometer on how quickly any given issue moves. But all of us do, I think, share certain core beliefs as Marylanders and as Americans. Our belief in the dignity of every individual, our belief in our own responsibility to advance the greater good, and our understanding for all our diversity and all our differences of opinion that at the end of the day, we are all in this together. And our children will all share the fruits of our labors in the short time that we have on this planet. We've done a lot of really, really good things on the issues of fairness as they affect gay and lesbian, transgender and bisexual citizens in the state of Maryland over the recent years. Equality Maryland, Bruce has been at the forefront of those efforts. The delegates, the senators, the Attorney General, the Lieutenant Governor, the presence here of so many of our state's leading citizens is testament to the importance of that progress. Whether it was, the hospital visitation or the property rights or the other things that we have been able to do, the Attorney General's ruling on recognizing marriages entered into in other jurisdictions. All of these things have been very, very important milestones on the path towards progress that Maryland has always blazed. At the end of the day, I think that all of us want the same thing for our kids. And quite frankly, it is through their eyes, the eyes of children of gay and lesbian couples, that I have viewed this issue. Because, for all of the twists and turns, and there will be many, and they will be different in every state, for all of the legal process, at the end of the day, we don't want one set of laws for children of gay and lesbian couples and one set of laws for children of heterosexual couples. We are a people who choose freely, and because of our diversity, because of our respect for individual faiths, to be ruled by one law, a law that respects rights equally among all individuals. And so I say with our Attorney General, and I say with our Lieutenant Governor, that this is all about the protection of families. This is about making sure that every family in Maryland is able to raise their children in a loving and stable home, a home that is respected equally under the law. And I encourage all of you to make sure that when you leave here tonight, that you are committed to expanding that circle of inclusion into those core fundamental beliefs that unite us as people. That even people that do not yet agree with us on this issue, there's a lot of goodness in each and every individual. And we need to engage in that goodness. We need to call people to that goodness. We need to call people together in the center of that circle that makes us a great state, that makes us a great country, because we believe in the dignity of every individual, and we believe in the advancement of the greater good. Thank you all very, very much.